Please, sir. Come and have a gander. Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these parts. I know I've got something that'll strike your fancy. If not, I'll find you something.
It's been a while since you last paid me a visit.
I came to visit you last night. Don't you recall? I'm sorry to say, but you haven't yet paid me for the clock I brought you last time.
The clock? Oh, yes. I found a broken clock in the living room and I couldn't remember where it came from.
You broke it? Ah, that is unfortunate. It was such a beautiful piece of work.
Really? Oh, I'm so clumsy these days. I'm so sorry. How much was it?
This'll be enough. I can't make you pay the whole price if it's broken.
That's so kind of you. I'm going to make some tea now.
It will be enough until the next time you forget it, you old bat.
You always ask me for advice, Jack. Why have you stopped? Is there anyone here? I'm the one what should be grateful, my dear boy.
Nanlulot na ako ng bahay dito ah. What exactly am I looking for here?
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
Nakawang ba naman yung matunda ko?
It's locked, all right.
So, Dr. Tippets, what brings you back here? We haven't talked in quite some time.
Enid, listen to me. You must not trust Martin Nightingale. Do you understand?
Martin reminds me so much of my Jack. I've not seen him here in quite some time.
Martin is not your son, Miss Gillingham. He's taking advantage of you.
No, Martin is not my son. My son's name is Jack. He always takes such good care of me. Who is this Martin you speak of?
Please listen. Martin is a young man who extorts money from you. Because of your vulnerability, miss.
What are you attempting, Dr. Tippets? If this is some kind of new experimental procedure, well, I do not like it one bit.
Miss Gillingham, why did you give Martin Nightingale the watch I returned to you?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I suppose I thought he needed a watch more than I did. I have no reason to really keep track of time anymore.
Why don't you need to keep track of time?
I've spent my entire life marching to the tick of clocks and the ringing of bells. At my age, it's nice to finally be rid of those burdens. On my time.
But it was your son's watch, Miss Gillingham.
It was, wasn't it? I'm relieved you found it. Besides, it's more useful to him anyway.
Mabait siya masyado si Phil. And low XP anyway.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reed.
It's time to confess, Martin. You've exploited Miss Gillingham's weakness to your own advantage, have you not?
All I've done is smile at her and be kind to her. I've done no other harm than giving her what she needed. This is no crime.
Martin.
I suppose we all justify our actions to ourselves in some way. So come, tell me what your excuse is.
Can blame my folks for that. They taught me never to expect nothing from anyone except lies.
So it's bad parenting then? How convenient. Where are your parents?
6 feet under, I suppose. When the flu had weakened my father enough for him to be too weak to punch me, I figured it was time to run away.
Is that why you let them die of the flu? Because your father was beating you?
When the epidemic started, last summer, I begged them to leave town. Neighbors were dying, houses were looted, but they chose to stay.
Do you have any regrets about what happened?
I haven't got regrets, but sometimes I'd like to make sure they're gone. Dead for good. Like, it helps me sleep.
Goodbye.
Convince me to go back to the top. Uy, meron pala doon. Or just so I'm going to going the right way. That's so sensitive. It's the right way. Beautiful. Kaya binlock na nila yung daan. Oh, hindi ko.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
Parang si Igor lang yun. Totoo dito.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did.
I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Ah.
Whatever you've done, you can't spend the rest of your life hiding here.
I just wanted to teach him a lesson. Not kill him. I'm not responsible for a murder if I didn't want to commit it. It was an accident.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
Well, it won't be on my hands. It would be, well, I would be drinking it. O kasi sisihin mo Ay, ako lang naman din yata papatay sa'yo. 3K din
Oh.
Kailangan matulog. Paano ko alis?
It's locked.
Pabalik pa ba ako?
I cannot enter.
Mayawi na naman. Find the local command post. Ay, ito pala.
You leeches need killing.
Don't like that, do ya?
Send you to hell. Stupid thing! We have to stop it!
Gula na yung mata nito ah. Para sa amin ang mata. Puyat. Tayo pa na itong target. Hindi lang mapa pa.
Best stay back, sir. Go on, off you trot. Boys, all of your bloody leeches need killing. This big fucking beast! Die, beast! Your mate! All of your bloody leeches need killing.
Pagkaan ito. Nahin ko na muna to. Agad.
Let's see how it likes a bit of fire. Shit, that leech is fast.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here.
Recently lang. Tumalon.
This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street.
Cool
Could
there.
have done that. It's locked, all right.
Are you deaf? Speak English, do ya? Go back up! Cross the leads, boys!
So much blood. Whoever was killed got dried out.
Ulit. Huh?
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point. We're being misled. Occasionally, you make a good point.
How's that?
We're being misled.
Sila yung nag-drug doon. Okay.
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire.
Dennis Clay.
Only a golden watch in her pockets. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out. This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family.
I see you.
Goodbye.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Pwede ko nagpasan.
Jonathan.
What was that? I won't let you escape. You're very fast, but I'll catch you.
So, nakikita ko nasan siya. Pwede tumalong pa ba?
Over there! There's one of them vermin! I'll take his head!
sila. Hmm. Saan nakapunta? Ito na yate ask ka lang eh. At nag-crash. Oh. Eh. Seryoso. Crash. Wala ko, nag-crash na eh.
They've all been butchered. I can still sense a presence.
Patay. Play Cox? Ano pinatay ko muna? Ang ano? Isa.
Come to me.
Sa libingan. Ay, baka yung kapatid niya to. Nakalibing yung kapatid niya.
I feel someone's eyes upon my neck.
Covering the path.
In the name of Christ!
Help me! You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell Scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul.
Oh, si Mary, sabi niya.
Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary.
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were. In front of me. On a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary. I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for
Mary,
me.
wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
Oh, so that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular, that of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself.
Poisonous.
No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good. You killed me, brother! To me, Jonathan.
Wait.
Hey! but not your own Mary.
Sasabihin niya.
Kiss me again, sweet brother. Give me your blood, priest. Final thoughts are just to die for. Abomination! Rest in peace, monster.
Naman.
Assassin! What have you done? Abomination! Rest in peace, monster. Assassin! I'll make you kneel like a dog, just as you did to Sean Hampton. Come to me, Jonathan.
Uy!
Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
May white choice ba dito? Okay. Okay.
I will
Wala
find
pala.
a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Then, at last, I can forgive you.
Dadalhin eh. Nasa libingan ulit. Go to sleep. Yun.
Blood. As I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister, I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Anong lahat? Pagano. Pag may hit. Nagaganito to. Yeah. Isira tong hard disk na to.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
My condition cannot be understood by you, mortal. This curse is beyond your science.
Right.
Well, until the day science finally admits failure, please accept this little contribution.
Thank you, Doctor. Your efforts are admirable, though laughable.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be, sir.
Oh.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood. Soldier, do you...
Not really.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. There again.
Nalinisan nila yung higaan eh.
Ghost on every street corner.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Do you need my...
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question, Dr. Reed. But your help is welcomed.
There is no shame in helping me.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Do you need any help? You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude.
Dalawang beses ko na siyang...
Why did you...
My mother just...
How
so painful.
Dalawang
I
beses
have
ko
to
na
go
siyang...
now, sir. But don't...
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Defects niya. Okay. Oh, ano ba yan? May tama na ba yung hard disk ng PS2? Ako naglondo ako, maglalabas sa PS5 ah. Pero hindi, pero HD lang siguro. Yung na 1 terabyte. Kaya rin dito. I-check, may pang checklist ba ang PS? Tuloy na yata naghang. Hindi. Hindi pa rin. Yung game yata yung sira eh. Oh. Yan sa'yo. Ayun. Maganda siya tapets na yun. Tapets.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. But don't worry, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
I have no doubt about it, but you are still ill all the same. Please, take...
I appreciate your concern, Dr. Reed. To be honest, I just did not take the time to diagnose myself.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Hindi ako na kaya.
If only I were young again. Just a dozen years or so.
I'm just waiting for this guy, that option to follow him. Each go. Dapat. Yun. Let's be the vampire eavesdropper. Kala ko pag ito yun. Eh, paano nga ba ako ulit? Ayan, dito. Oh, junkie. Sabit pala to eh.
Damn it! Why is this so difficult every time?
That is better. That is better. I will make it through one more night.
Ah, parang pang ano na. Adrenaline.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
I know you're taking drugs, Corcoran. Why take such a risk?
I need it to endure the long shifts. We have no idea how long the epidemic will last. We can't
For
let
the
it
good
win.
of the people. Plus, teka. Open na ba lahat? How can you be so irresponsible? Ito yung pinakamalapit. Drug addict.
I understand the gesture, Doctor. An immediate answer to an emergency situation, but this can't be a long-term solution.
Thank you for your understanding, my dear colleague. And be assured, I have total control of my consumption.
Okay. Yeah.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Oh, lahat na lang ng loading. Ano ba yan? Itong game lang na.
It's a leech! Cross the leech, boys! He's dead!
Start ng loading screen. Unat Vampyr. Yung loading talaga. Nagahan eh. Bad day.
Blood and soul.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
Oh. Ano bang mas magandang sagot? Sinungaling? Nobody's searching for you.
There is no hunt, and nobody is searching for you. You're no threat to this hospital, and you have my word you are perfectly safe here.
Your lies demean you, Doctor. Do you really expect me to lower my guard? I know exactly who I am, and what I am dealing with.
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
So many deaths.
Ang na naman. Nangyari sa'yo. Teka. Restart nga muna ako.
Watch yourselves! You leeches didn't get it!
Tama-tama kayo.
An end to you!
Wait pa.
Over there! There's one of those vermin! This big fucking beast!
Coagulation na.
It ain't human! Get it! Crush the leech, boys!
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
over.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland. And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help? I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague. But only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Watch na bala.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Come now, we can handle this.
Don't waste your time with me.
And rather than using and formulate the model. One, here, any other one. That's the thing like that. Siguro should be medical death. May kulang ako. Baka ito, medical desk.
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Aykroyd.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive? Or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed. Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this formula.
It's locked, all right.
Ano mananakaw dito?
It's locked. It's locked.
Ano pala ako side quest eh. Sa lahat eh.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, sir.
How is my son doing?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening. Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
I have to go now.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me. As for me,
Good evening, Doctor.
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
hindi nagpapansin ng tindalo.
Die, vermin!
Kaya mag-atake yan. Ganun. Nalimutan ako.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
After reading.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Suffering continues.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Mr.
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. and for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. Now please, let me be.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
Finishing today.
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir. We're only tempted to drink it because we're terrified by the uncertainty of the next minute.
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long, hoping that the next minute would be less unbearable.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Dami dito. Terpaksa. Ayun. Balikan. Kaya. Sedap. Ay! Ay! Ay, puch! Ang tanga. Tayo pa lang. Ay. Tayo ko pala dun. Walking to the other side. Rumor ko. Pagaling pa rin ng mga tao. Tulog na ako. Ikaw din.
Safer places to be than here. Come back, you! It's an That's gotta hurt! Filthy piece of shit! He's dead!
You again. What do you want?
I know you believe monsters are real, Booth.
They are. I know, I saw one, but no one believes me.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a few years ago. Clay Cox was still the boss then. He'd sent me to the shipyard to find out who was stealing tools and ropes at night.
Go on.
First, I thought it was an old lady with a limp. It looked frail and crooked. Then I saw it grab a bloody beam and lift it like it was a stick. I shouted. It looked straight at me.
Do you know what it was?
It was all eyes and long teeth, but I couldn't see its face. I shot at it when it moved towards me and I hit it. And then it jumped and vanished in the shadows.
You could have imagined all that. These docks can be so gloomy at night. With the fog and the wind and the boats creaking.
No, That night, I saw the fucking sewer dog for real. It's not a beast, like the stories say. It's the ghost of an old woman. Bullets can't stop it. But no one believes me.
Are your friends mocking you?
Even Edwina told me once to never speak about it, but I know what I saw. And it wasn't a human. Not human at all.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know?
Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful.
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Do you need medical help, sir?
Yeah, I do. If you can throw in some drugs, I can find use for that too.
So you can sell them on the black market? Sorry, I'll only provide you with exactly what you need.
Fair enough, Dr. Reed. Don't cost me nothing to ask.
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
That bastard's become something of a holy man these days. And someone should remind him who really rules the docks.
Are you worried about the conditions in London?
I've heard rumours about some sort of militia patrolling, killing the sick. The wet boot boys are overrun.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
The bodies are piling up, but I'm not afraid. I'm still alive, and I intend to stay that way.
Can I offer you my medical...
Giving out.
Perhaps I would.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
To solve one.
You still working it?
Have you...
I was told he caught...
Were you aware of Tom's past incarceration?
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me the job. He didn't want me hearing about his past from anyone else.
Did it surprise you to find out about it?
Not really. I was already aware of his reputation before I met him. That's why I came to the Turtle in the first place.
Most people would have run away because of that.
Not me. I thought a man like him could give me stability, you know? At least to some degree. And I wasn't mistaken.
Tell me, Sabrina, do you really believe Tom has renounced his life of crime?
He proves it to me every day he tells the truth. Tom Watts is a good man. One of the best.
And you don't think he might fall back into his sordid ways?
We can all do terrible things, Dr. Reed. And we never know what we're really capable of until it's too late.
Do you require medical assistance, Miss Cavan?
Don't feel so...
Take this.
Tom...
Are you worried?
Of course I...
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Are you
It may surprise you, but I'm not.
I wish I should.
It's not optimistic.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder.
I tried to kill...
Do you need... Frank. Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one. Be cursed with something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess.
Do you need... Indeed. Goodbye, Mr. Watts. Good evening. Do you have any recent...
The man is...
What can you...
People used to feel...
Missing the good old...
Trust me, son.
And what about...
Back in my day...
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these bastards act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
Do you still know anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout if you catch my meaning.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though. Despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
Archer. It should be better in the future.
As a practitioner, I believe science will provide a new standard of welfare. It's just a matter of time.
I'd like to believe you, Doctor. But recently all science has been good for is mustard gas and machine guns.
But what about social progress? What about women getting the right to vote? Things can change for the better.
I've never voted, not once. And my wife, God rest her soul, she was too busy taking care of the kids to vote.
Too busy.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families.
Do you want to know more?
It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Why did your son really join the Guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the Guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed. But I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Are you what?
I never thought I'd...
Do you need my
Unfortunately.
Nobody.
Well, thank you, Doc.
Goodbye, sir.
Yung bata na. Sarap. Daming sakit ang dating dun.
Good evening, Mrs. Fish.
Of course. I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've been nothing but worried.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
I'm so sorry about your loss, Mrs. Fishburne.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. Could you check Rufus's health for me, please? I've been taking care of this young nipper since my poor Seymour died.
Very well. But why so nervous?
Even if he lives with me now, Rufus still spends too much time outside. He grew up in the streets, you see, and he's kept his old habits.
Old habits die hard.
Aren't you worried about the conditions around here?
Hate everywhere. The city will not sink because of this flu. It's the violence that will finish us all.
So, you live here with Rufus now? And how is everything?
Yeah. We both had our share of tragedy, but I suppose it's a relief not to be alone in life.
Did Rufus talk to you about his past?
I knew the boy had a hard time in the streets, but I had no idea how miserable he really was. And I suspect he won't tell me all that he remembers.
I'd like to know more about your son's death, Stella.
I was so afraid to see Seymour arrested and executed that I never thought about him being murdered.
Teka. Hindi pwedeng he had it kami, parang masyadong ano. Yung tama. He loved you. Hindi niya mahal yun eh.
With all due respect, your son has escaped judgment for far too long. I have no mercy for the merciless.
With all due respect, Doctor, nobody knew my Seymour like I did. And certainly not you.
Whoa.
In the end, Seymour avoided being judged for what he did. Does that not disturb you, Stella?
For months, my greatest fear was to see my son being arrested and hanged. Now that he's dead, no one will ever know.
Do you believe your son could have avoided being caught forever?
I have no idea. Sometimes I felt like he was becoming more and more careless. Perhaps he wanted to be caught.
And caught he was. Oh, not caught pala.
Mrs. Fishburne?
I am afraid
Then let...
I thank you for your...
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself. Good evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
You seem happier than before.
I live with Mrs. Fishburne now, in her house. I have a bed and everything.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
I never really felt safe in this town anyway. Now's the first time that everyone seems to feel the same.
Is anything worrying?
Gunshots. I hear them every night.
So how is your...
Good. I have a roof.
Even if she did take you in, Mrs. Fishburne lost her son, who she loved very much.
Wait,
I know, but it makes me feel funny. I should feel bad for being here after Seymour died, not happy.
It's dropping the...
Try to help her as much as she helps you, Rufus. Help each other through the grief.
Mrs. Fishburne has been like a mother to me, and it's my turn to help her the best I can.
Tell me your feelings about Seymour's death, Rufus.
I am sad for Mrs. Fishburne, not for her dead son. I was afraid of him and his threats. I don't think a lot of people will miss him.
Are you worried about...
I never...
Is anything...
Guns...
Do you need help?
A real doctor?
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know...
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Martin 19.
I cannot enter.
Andrew, what have you done? You should have talked to me.
Bumalik lang din ako.
You shut...
Bravo.
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys! Let's see how he likes a bit of fire! He's dead! Mine! I'll take it.
What the fuck?
I hate leeches! Die, leech! Christ, he's dead! You leeches didn't kill him! Monster! I hate leeches!
No, no.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
There's a lot of sadness and pain in my flock. I believe we're not fully through the crisis. You should do something about it if you can, Doctor.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
What do you fear?
A few years ago, a Skal decided to pay a nocturnal visit to my sleeping customers. He got caught licking their necks in the dark. Since then, I have added a lock to the door.
What if food became scarce? Wouldn't the immortals in your flock be tempted to feed on the living? Wouldn't you?
The Skals can feed on the dead, Doctor. And until Judgment Day, mortals will continue dying.
How did you meet old Bridget?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
Had you already visited their hideout in the sewers?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
You really are a saint, Sean.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this world a better place.
Have you seen Harriet Jones since taking her to Old Bridget?
No. She is with the sewer skulls now. I don't go downstairs.
What happened at the Pembroke?
I guess we recognized each other. As Scals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized I had to bring her here quickly.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked patients, too.
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I saw nobody.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reed. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your flock, and of yourself.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter? Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
There were rumors of infected people turned mad by the fever and roaming the streets, attacking everyone they see. Is it true?
As long as you stay away from the streets, you should be all right.
I hope you're right, Dr. Reed. We feel kind of left alone around here.
Do you need my medical attention?
I can keep going, Dr. Reed.
Of course you...
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Glad to see...
Do you need my medical...
I'm...
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Ano yung mga to? Yung pwedeng nag-start na yung ano. Ayun, yun siya. What's up?
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away! Whoever you are!
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
Famished.
I insist you be quiet!
Son, do you not see? You are the healing balm.
I had to kill Mary!
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
Yo pupunta din.
It's locked, all right.
Want some of this?
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something sweet. My guess is there is.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our...
Ulit. Ayun. Kasi nang ikabod ko. Gawa mo dito. Ayun.
I hope they'll all return to the shadows once the epidemic has passed.
Good evening, Mr.
Dr. Reed.
Have you heard?
The sad...
Do you need my medical? Treating a
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
So much noise.
Na lang. Hello pala.
A vampire killed is not a science.
No. Kapatid, ito.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me.
Are you feeling...
This city is full.
Goodbye.
There's...
Young man.
I don't like asking for...
Goodbye.
Matulog.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
It's in the...
Uy. kaya si Oh, may sige siya eh. Paano dito? Ang balik niya. First save point.
You again?
Umit niya siya ulit ah. Parang ang gabi lang mabait siya na sa akin ah.
Do you have...
The place is all right.
Do you need medical...
I may.
I don't charge...
All right then. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. But don't think I take you for an ally of the working class.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Nagdudugas siya, no? Yan.
Good. Young man.
I don't like... Thank you.
Goodbye.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Good evening, sir. I'm glad to see you safe.
I am not safe. I should never have come back here. My life is in danger. I know it.
You're much safer here than in that contaminated area.
Bullets kill people quicker than diseases and epidemics, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about this district?
The East End Docks only knows one rule. Dog eat dog, and blood calls for blood. The gang will have their revenge on me one way or another.
What can you tell me about the locals?
Most people would say that Sean Hampton and Tom Watts are good men who try to sort things out. But for me, the real boss around there was my best friend, Jack Gillingham.
Jack Gillingham, you say?
Everyone round here knew Jack. He was a rock. A mountain, even. He feared nothing.
Your friend Jack has something to do with you fleeing to the contaminated area where I found you. I want to know more.
Jack is dead. That's all you need to know. Dead because of me. So much violence. So much sorrow. All of that because I refused to be insulted again.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
So, what's the best solution for Rodney?
Are you certain you're not lost, sir?
The docks are being consumed by violence. Any war you may have started was already brewing underneath the surface, just waiting for a spark to ignite it.
Perhaps you're right. The district was doomed before I was born. But I cannot stop myself thinking that Jack died for me.
Why do you say that?
After I killed that gang member, the Wet Boot Boy suspected Jack. And being loyal and all, he did not refute the accusation.
You are not going to spend the rest of your life hiding, Rodney. What are you planning to do?
Honestly, I have no idea. How am I supposed to live while so many have suffered because of me?
Only you can answer that question. But one thing is certain. Since you owe Jack your life, I think it's fair to live it in a way that would make him proud.
That's the kind of thing Jack could have said, Dr. Reed. Thank you for that. I believe you're a good guy too.
The death of your friend has affected you deeply, hasn't it?
Jack Gillingham was the real deal. He believed we could change the world if we were united and focused enough. And he brought out the best in each of us.
Your friend's plan was audacious, if not reckless. No one stands up by themselves to a gang like the Wet Boot Boys.
How dare you say that? You never met him.
You're right. He died to save you. That alone gives me an idea of the kind of man he was.
He was the bravest. And no one dares to say openly that he got killed by those bastards.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
I heard he kept on helping people. But I tried to stay away from his shelter. I don't feel safe there.
Right for the picking. God. Pwede yata ito. Hindi. Pinaka muna yung situation ng lugar bago siya kagatin. I-Andres.
Are you worried?
Not really.
Goodbye, Mr. Grader. Take care.
You're not lost, sir. You seem quite the
Good evening, Mr. Grader.
Are you sure nobody followed you here, Dr. Reed?
Goodbye, Mr. Grader. Take care.
Ay! Ulta pati rin ito. Kabilang side eh. Near me. Curious natin. Yung side pa naman. So, nantok na ako. Sa episode na yun. Right, next episode na yung kabilang taon. Or kabilang section ng town. Nantok na ako. So, that's all for today. Or night.